Hi everyone, I'm Alex and I am the Makeup Witch. I'm a makeup artist based in LA and I'm gonna show you what I picked up at the Sephora VIB Rouge Sale. All right, let's get into the video. All right guys, look what I got. Little ASMR while we're at it. So I don't know about you, but I definitely picked up a couple of things at the Sephora sale. I tried really hard to not go overboard, and I actually think I pared back really well this time. So let's go ahead and get into what I got. So first up, I got the Laneige lip balm. I use the pink one. I believe it's the berry or like the original flavor. I use that one all the time. I use it before bed. I use it before I do any makeup prep on any of my clients as well. And everyone's obsessed with it. Every single time I use it on anyone, everyone always asks me, like, what is this that you're using? And everyone always goes and buys one actually afterwards. So I got the Laneige this time. I ended up going for the vanilla flavor because actually the berry one was completely sold out. So, oh, that's actually not that bad. I get worried sometimes with scents because I'm always kind of scared that it might be irritating for someone, for any of my clients, but that one's nice. It's like very lightly scented. A couple of the things that I got in the haul actually were repurchases. So another one I got is the One Size Beauty On Till Dawn Mattifying Waterproof Setting Spray. This one's amazing. I use this on pretty much all of my clients and myself, even if they say that they want more of a dewy look, especially for my brides, I put this on everyone. I don't find that it mattifies too much, but I think it really helps lock in like your makeup. And I used it on my wedding day and I had people coming up to me afterwards and they couldn't believe how long my makeup actually lasted that day. Another repurchase is actually the Dior Forever Skin Correct Concealer. Okay. I got the shade 2WO. It's the warm olive one. I really like Dior's foundation products and their skin products. I've noticed that they actually have some good olive tones for me and my Asian girls. I love a good olive tone. I also ended up getting the Backstage Face and Body from Dior as well, their foundation. And I got it in the same shade, 2WO, which is the warm olive shade. I have their 2W that I use on me personally, but I noticed it was pulling a little bit orange. When I bought it last year, actually, I was far more tan. So I needed something that was going to be a little bit more better for my undertone. So as you can see, concealer is on the top and then on the bottom is the foundation. Okay. Next up, I couldn't help myself. Everyone has been talking about the Givenchy Prisme Libre. I'm butchering this for sure. Voile Rosé. Everyone has been talking about this pink powder non-stop, and I definitely fell into the consumerism trap. And I picked up the pink powder. So here's the packaging. Hopefully I can do this without spilling. Here is the pink powder. Oh. It actually has a scent to it. I've heard some people in previous videos talking about the scent, but it's actually not too bad. I'm pretty sensitive to smells, and I always worry about that with clients too, because every now and then I'll have a client that can't do like essential oils or anything. So you gotta be really careful with scents around like clients. And let's see, last but definitely not least, a product that I've been trying to get my hands on for years, because it seems like every single time I do a Sephora Rouge sale, this is always sold out. I cannot believe I actually got my hands on it this time, because it's one of the, it's always the first thing to leave, or the first thing to sell out. So I ended up picking the Dior Backstage Glow Face Palette, Illuminating Face Palette in the shade Universal. And of course, I ended up getting the, stop. Packaging is beautiful, of course, as all Dior products I always find are. And then these shades, oh my gosh. These are perfect. I cannot wait to play around with these. So first, we're gonna start with lip prep. I'm gonna go ahead and use the Laneige Lip Sleeping Mask. It's the vanilla one. I don't know about you, but my lips have been crazy dry recently. Oh, that feels so nice. It's always like super hydrating. Just really kind of like envelops your lips and makes them like super silky. Fave. Okay, so we can start with foundation now. I'm gonna go ahead and use the Dior Backstage Face and Body. This is in the shade 2WO. Just squirt a little bit in the back of my hand. I'm gonna go in with the Real Techniques. It says 402, but it's like their like little like setting brush. I like this one a lot for foundation because it really it's a light buffing. I always try to not buff too much just because every now and then my skin will be a little too dry. Oh yeah, it's a good color for me. I had used the concealer in the past actually as foundation just because the finish on that concealer is definitely like one of my favorites. Oh, but also as you can see before, I started with brows. All my skincare was done. I did brows and then I did my eyes as well because I didn't pick up really anything for that for the Sephora sale. And buff this in. Really going for just a light coverage today. Just be doing stuff around the house. Nothing too major. I've noticed that the texture is very similar to like MAC's Face and Body. And I think Too Faced just came out with another similar one that's like in a squeezy bottle like this. I haven't tried the Too Faced one yet, but the texture is very similar. But I have noticed that this one tends to have more coverage than the MAC Face and Body, and it also dries down a little bit more. I've noticed that there's less shine whenever I use this one versus the MAC Face and Body one. I'm gonna go ahead and push that foundation in. Get rid of any sort of little brush like marks on my face. So right now actually I'm gonna go in with my Nars concealer in Cafe au Lait. I didn't pick this up at the Sephora sale, but I believe these are available at Sephora as well. Just pushing that in, making sure everything is blended seamlessly. Also, I have a tendency to kind of roll my sponge underneath. Sometimes I feel like that kind of disperses the product a little bit better. Okay, so now we're gonna go into the actual concealer that I got from Dior. And I have a couple little gifts from my cycle. So we're just gonna go and cover those. Here. I'm gonna take a smaller little blender sponge. Wow, these really just melt together seamlessly. These two products, I swear, they're just like a match made in heaven. If you picked up anything from the Sephora sale, make sure to comment down below and let me know if you picked up anything. I'm really curious. And if you found like a new holy grail, please let me know. I'm always looking for new makeup to try. Being a makeup artist, you constantly are trying new formulas, new shades. I always want to. I mean, I'm a glutton for makeup, so I always want to try new stuff. Just a tiny bit more. Some of the redness is still peeking through. As you can see, I've already done my powder, just my face powder, and then I did a little bit of bronzer and blush. For my powder, I actually used the MAC Studio Fix Pro Set and Blur. I think it's their translucent one. I'm still testing that one out, but I'm liking it so far. Then next, I actually use, let's see, I think I used the Pat McGrath bronzer in Naked Desire. I did a review on this, or my last video was the review of that one, and I really like that one so far. I've been really enjoying it. It definitely is buildable, and I love that about it. And then, and then for blush, I used the Tarte Amazonian Clay in Seduce. I wonder if you could even still get this. This shade is so old. I've had this for a couple of years at least. Okay. And I did all that off camera. So now we're gonna go and add powder. I'm gonna go in with the Givenchy powder. And I'm not a huge baker in the sense where I don't usually put too much powder under my eyes, but the demos that I've seen of this powder, they always, I mean, they put a pretty heavy layer on. So let's go ahead and try it out. I've seen so many celebrity makeup artists swear by this powder, so we'll give it a shot. Go down the nose. I definitely have combination skin, so I tend to actually favor powder pretty heavily. Every now and then I'll have a client that's pretty anti-powder, but it makes your makeup last so much better. So I'm definitely a powder girly. So I'm gonna go ahead and dust this off. I didn't want to do too much of a bake. You definitely can smell the rose scent as you apply it though. I can still smell it right now. So I'm just taking a Samey brush in 2.1. Oh wow, that is really pretty. I was skeptical. Because I was like, there's no way that this price tag will justify like all these claims that these people have been making, but wow, that's really pretty. I am shook. That really blurred. Wow, that's so pretty. Okay, so now we can go into one of the products I'm most excited about, the Dior Backstage Glow Palette. I mean, I might just use a mixture of most of them, but I'm gonna go in with this like goldy shade. And then, I mean, I'll probably mix the white and the gold. I might as well use the pink too. We'll use both, or all three. Oh, that is so pretty. Wow. I can see why so many people are obsessed with this palette. Wow, that's gorgeous. A little spongy. Just kind of press that in. And there's nothing I hate more than when you can see like a powder sitting on top of the skin. That's lovely though. I don't know, can you see it on camera? Really pretty glow. So next up, something I didn't get from the Sephora sale, but I have been wanting a little bit more, I don't know, I want to liven this up a little bit. So I've been really wanting to wear like a brighter lip. This is the Generation G lipstick from Glossier in the shade Crush. It's finally starting to warm up in LA, so I am so excited. And I mean, warm weather just calls for a bright lip in my opinion. LA's been so gloomy recently. My husband and I moved to LA back in November. So, I mean, literally as soon as we got here, we've had like rainstorm after storm. We've had flooding like all up and down our street for a couple of months. So I'm so happy to see that we finally get some like warm weather. Oh yeah, that's pretty. And for just a little zhuzh, I'm gonna go in with the Innbeauty Lab Glaze No. 2 Lip Oil. The shade is Glaze No. 2. Just to add a little something right on top. Those feel really nice too. All right, and this is the final look. Oh, actually, forgot one thing. The One Size Beauty Setting Spray. We're just gonna mist this sucker all over. So I'm pretty sure there is alcohol in this, which is what makes it really lock in your makeup, but I'm not super sensitive to stuff like that, but keep that in mind if you are sensitive to alcohols in your makeup. But yeah, obsessed with this stuff. Definitely, I would repurchase this every single Sephora sale because I go through them so quickly. I usually carry the little mini ones in my kit and like my set bag and stuff because I will use these religiously. Okay, this is the final look. Final thoughts on everything. I think this is probably one of my best hauls I've ever done so far. I mean, from Sephora. Let's see. The Laneige sleeping mask, gold. Love it. Same sort of deal. I'm gonna recommend it to all of my clients. And the vanilla scent is not too overpowering, which I really appreciate. Especially when something's on your lips and it's meant to stay there all night. The last thing I want to do is like smell it like constantly. Let's see. I got the Dior. The Dior foundation and the Dior concealer. These are repurchases. The foundation was just in another shade, so perfect. I knew I was gonna love these. I loved the other ones before, so I was just repurchasing those. The Givenchy powder. I love. It's given me such a smooth under eye. I have one little fine line pretty much under this eye right here, and I mean, it really smoothed it out. It's definitely making everything a lot less noticeable, which I appreciate. So I'm gonna have to kind of play around with it to see if the scent is gonna be too bothersome. Because as much as I love, like I said before, as much as I would love a product, if it smells too fragrant, sometimes I have a really hard time with that. But it might be a case-by-case basis for like my clients and stuff. But if I love it and I would recommend it, then it's definitely probably gonna go into my makeup kit. Let's see, another repurchase, the One Size Beauty spray. Obsessed. I will probably buy that till the day I die. And let's see, last one is the Dior. The Dior Backstage Glow Face Palette. I love it. I knew going into it I was probably gonna love it anyways. It has been, I love that there's 4 shades. I think that's probably the best like selling point, is that there's so many different shades. Like you have stuff for every like skin tone, which is perfect. I work on such a huge range of skin tones that I need to be able to work fast and I need to be able to work smart. This for me is gonna make me work fast and smart because I'm gonna be able to have one palette that can work with such a huge variety of skin tones. So all in all, I think I hit it out of the park with this haul. All right, everyone, thank you so much for watching, and make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. In the description below, I'm gonna list all of the products that I used today. And if you found any products that are just your new holy grails, please make sure to comment below and tell me what your favorites are. I would love to hear what you have to say as well. All right, everyone, have a great day.